Good morning, folks. Good morning. How's everybody doing? We should be live right now. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. I hope that stream is stable because internet is a little bit wonky and doesn't work all too well. But yeah, let's just give it a try. Pre-New York Open stream. Yes, I didn't have time to do a stream, and today I will most likely be highly focused on trading the New York Open session myself. So therefore, I thought let's do a pre-New York Open stream and let's go through the price action instead of doing a regular video update. Update from yesterday was, by the way, pretty short. In case you missed it, you have no time to watch the stream, then just check out that update. It's like 4 minutes long, 5 minutes. It's nothing too special. Yeah, then I would say let's start over. Let's go to the price action of today. Let me first move out these long shorts tools because that always makes shit a little bit messy. So that should be approximately like this. This we can also move actually, because we're not gonna hit that probably anytime soon. Like that. Let me know, by the way, in the comment section if you want to hear other music, if you can hear me well, if you want me to charge certain altcoins, just let me know what you want me to do. Last night, when at least night my time, but also for most Europeans, we had a drop once again in price. It's like they want to attack you in the middle of the night when almost no one is watching, and that was this drop here for BTC. Matter of fact, if you go to the 5-minute candles, then you can see that actually it went very fast. This was a 100% liquidation. Matter of fact, I can show you, what's the website again? I forgot. Oh yeah, Coinalized, thank you. Give it a second. So, almost a 4% drop. Like I said, that was quite a lot, especially compared to the price action that we have seen in the last, couple weeks actually, still coming out of August. Usually pretty slow, wonky price action, levels being front run, low volume. Historically speaking, for most traders, August is terrible. So now it should be picking up. Like I said, only then the drop now, that was just annoying, but hey, you can't win them all. There was a time that I was very upset about it, but you know, if you're you can't be in front of the charts 12 to 16 hours a day. So yeah, it is what it is. Alright, cool. So this was the drop, and as you can see, this is CVD, so the delta, how much positions are open, is coming down. So that could mean that there are suddenly a lot of shorts, right? So the delta, so the delta is not saying really how many positions are open, but it's like, are there more or less longs or shorts? So if the delta is coming down, it could mean two things. There are a lot of positions closing, or there are a lot of shorts opening. And with the open interest, you can see if that is then less or lesser positions or more positions. Well, if this is coming down, that means that you have way less positions open, and the question is then, okay, what is that then? If we see open interest coming down, way less positions open, is it then longs or shorts? Well, here we can see CVD is coming down, so this was a short liquidation, right? So that was the dump to the downside, absolute short liquidation. If we're looking at the heat map, that actually also just shows you how many positions are open where. This is right now on the Binance chart. For the heat map, I find the Binance chart pretty accurate. For the Bybit chart, it is, I don't want to use the word spoofing. That is something when they open up positions and closing it again, which is also actually by law illegal. But that looks, on the Bybit chart, you have more spoofing than you actually have here. So since there's just more volume going to the Binance chart, I find this more accurate. And here you can also see underneath, before we had the big dump down actually, how much price dumped down, how much liquidations there were. Is that fake yellow line. You could see there was 433 million ish on that level, and of course you also have some up and you have some down, so we still have some well, at least quite some liquidity here above us, 25 million, but yeah, that was just a pure liquidity grab. A lot of people, or especially when you begin with trading, that they're really tempted to right away say, okay, that's it, we're going short because price wants to go down. If you missed such a move to the downside, then my advice is always be do nothing, wait for a range to be formed, because then eventually you see that price is making highs and lows and they're being taken out and being back tested, and that usually then gives you a trade. What the hell happened with the music? Maybe the Wi-Fi stopped working. It is absolutely terrible in the place where I'm right now. Give me 1 second. Alright, we should be back. Alright, we should be back. Anyways, chasing the dump, that is what we were talking about. Is that, yeah, it's very tempting to right away short every rise that you see. But like I said, it's usually better for price to make a range before you enter into a trade. For example, if you go higher and then you take the liquidity here and then to go lower, so this is then your short. Or if you say, you know what, I really like golden pockets, I'm waiting for the golden pocket to be hit. So far we have not hit that yet. It would even be better if it lines up with another level. Or you're saying, you know what, I am a day trader, I'm waiting for a clear reclaim of the view up and then I go long, so I'm waiting for the back test. You could also say, you know, I don't use any of these tools, I am only using profile, volume profile from a certain area. I just want to long every time we bounce from the very low, very high. So that is just a way to go over it. All right, let me then quickly now move over to the more macro ideas that I was talking about, because actually one of the trades was a liquidity sweep of this low right here. Actually, it's better probably if I go to the 4 hour. Now I'll take this out because that looks a bit choppy. All right, so that was the liquidity sweep from this low right here at 56. So that in itself actually could have been a long trigger. If you took the trade, you should have moved your stop loss right to entry and also taken a profit. The fact that it happened during the Asia hours or very early in the Asia morning and outside of the New York trading hours, also New York, Europe was not trading, so also way after the London close, makes me think that we're actually coming lower. Also market cipher B is not looking all too sexy here on the 4 hour. I mean, money flow is just pouring out. This needs at least another 2 4 hour candle close before this might go higher. So there is time enough, at least for price, then to go lower. Let's quickly check at the 1 hour. Yeah, nothing too serious. Actually, this looks like it might want to roll over one more time. Money flow pretty flat. You can see here how close everything here is to the zero line compared to the red momentum that you have here. Also here, the green is very close actually to the zero line. That just signals weakness. So you want, once you have that green dot and you see that the momentum wave going higher, then you also want to see money flow picking up in the RSIs and the view up. At best is even an inward curve view up. Those are the kinds of things you want to see. But this right now, the fact that it happened so late or so early, depending on your time and the way market cipher B is looking, I'm thinking that we are probably gonna go a little bit lower. Let me also quickly move the golden pocket because we front ran it. So actually what would be nice if we get something like a move to the downside one more time to take this out and then to eventually go higher. and then is still our most preferred trading area. That is this long here from a daily level, another daily level, the value area low of the range, the golden pocket, and a naked weekly point of control. It is a pretty obvious area, I have to say, at least if you're following me. I also have seen a lot of other areas starting off from 55k. So let me take this out real quick. Actually, let's keep it. I have seen that area that you just pointed out. Some people are saying 54 is an area that I'm looking for. I have even also seen one trader pointing out this volume node, which I think also is pretty valid, but other than that you don't have a whole lot there, so that is 53,000. Some people are saying I'm waiting for the 78.6 to be hit. Whoa, 78.6 to be hit. That is at 52,800. And what I've also seen, and actually that is something that you don't see a whole lot, but it is a nice idea, is that some wicks are being filled only 50%. And you also see that a lot with forex trading and future trading, is that if you do that like this, then a 50% fill of the wick would be 51,800. This is very technical, and like I said, for Bitcoin you actually don't see this a whole lot. Matter of fact, I cannot remember that I've seen something like this. But yeah, it's absolutely a valid idea to take the long from here, but like I said, we just don't have so much there. So I'm gonna write down here 50% of the wick. Who knows? Who knows? And this was the volume now, right? It's funny here on the hour, it shifts. Okay. By the way, in case you're wondering what do I want to see for confirmations, let's say we are not taking out the low here. I would really want to see bullish divergences at least. There it is. Bullish divergences on preferably at least the 1 hour, but the 4 hour actually would also be great. But the thing is, then you need to have your dump relatively soon, and your money flow also needs to start curving up. But like I said, for now it looks like, yeah. But if we are starting to do something like this in the next couple hours, and then we're hitting the level like that, then that actually would be absolutely a long trigger for me. That is for me kind of the macro confirmation, but you will not get your green dot very most likely once price is hitting this. So if you want to know, do I now need to enter here on these on this most preferred area, if I don't yet have that confirmation on the 4 hour, at least then you have your bullish divergence on the 4 hour, right? So that is your macro kind of signal or trigger, like, okay, this really could be a reversal. And then I'm just scaling down. Do I also see a bullish divergence on the 1 hour? And yeah, you even check at, do I even see it on 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 5, 6? That's kind of what I'm looking for. Let's say we would hit the level right now, but you would see this on your 15 minute. I mean, this is pretty obvious. You can see that, sorry, you can see just that the money flow is pouring out, and this is most likely going to go down. So you might see your 4 hour saying this is probably a bullish divergence, but you don't have the confirmation on a 15-minute. Be careful, because you can have then just on a 15-minute candle, you can have that wick to the downside one more time. So yeah, be careful then with your stop loss. Move it to entry, or at least to break even once you have the possibility. I have to say that this hit right here has been pretty off in the last couple weeks in August. I've also said that already a few times. But if you then see it, let's say only in 15 minutes, and then this, once you hit that level, is like this 12 minutes, I would take the trade based on this, because you see here that the money flow is going higher, and you see also that your momentum waves are already going higher, and actually this just looks good. It has this kind of rollover, a little bit the curvature like this. So even if we would do something like this, this would absolutely be a long trigger for me if the 50-minute is then negative. But if something close by, like a 12-minute, looks like this, and then you also see it on, let's say, the 10 and the 6, and it all looks pretty good, and you just have 1 or 2 time frames that are not in your favor, disregard it, because you have, first of all, your 4 hour that says bullish divergence, we hit the level. Do also see my confirmation on the small time frames. Yes, I do. Not every time frame is lining up, but most of the time frames are, and that is then for me absolutely the trigger to go long. I need to check something real quick, because I am in a small trade on a altcoin. Just let me check something. All right. All right, intermediate. If you are not short, and let's say we are going higher from here. Oh, by the way, I'm keeping the high volume notes that I have on here on, because you can see how much further in time, days and weeks later, this fucker is still respected. So as long as I see that, I'm keeping it on. If I see something like this, where price is just constantly doing this and just completely disregarding it, then I'm taking it off. Then I'm saying, okay, it has no value anymore. Price is not reacting to the level anymore. I'm taking it off. So that's maybe also something you can try out if you see something like that, and you see, hey, suddenly, hey, a level is being respected a couple times, and then suddenly it stops. Then just take it out. But why, if a level is being respected as support and resistance, would you take it off? Because it can just help you take more informed decisions. What I wanted to say is that if we are going higher, actually a nice short would also be a bounce or backtest of this range value area low. You're kind of also then backtesting all of these lows, right? That was of course before that was support, and now it should be resistance. So really take that as an area. Probably if you use a stop loss of 1%, 2% ish, that should be fine. And also here I would want to have a clear trigger. So already, for example, a few 5-minute candle closes in the red, a nice bounce, a high in candles that looks something like this. So then I'm looking at 5 minutes, and then I want to see one candle is like this, the other one's like this, and then number 3 is like this. So then you kind of have a very nice top, and of course then this could be a green candle, that's fine. This absolutely needs to be a red candle, and this of course will also then be a red candle, but that is kind of what you want to see. This is the perfect high that you want to see, and of course for a low it is exactly the same, but then reversed. So this right here, it looks like a perfect low. Oh, it also looks like smiley, but that really looks like a perfect low. Matter of fact, we can look into the chart to see if we find something like that. You can find it really on every time frame. This looks relatively good, not as perfect as I wanted to. Jeez, terrible music. Here it looks perfect. This looks so good actually. If you're looking back at it on the hour, I mean, look at it. This is exactly what you want to see for a good rejection, good high. You can also look at the TPO chart. There you want to see not too much time spent on the top. So this actually looks perfect for the example. You will not always get it for a good high. Wicks on top also looks very good. That just means that there is selling pressure, right? Price wants to go higher, but is unable to close here at the top. So it goes higher, 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 and then eventually you go down, and then this is where you close. Very bearish, because bulls are unable to close that time frame, in this case the hour, on the highs of where price was. But if price goes up, so you enter here, and you can see that the candle is closing here on the 1 hour. This is very bullish, one of the most bullish candles you can have, because price is going up. Wait, the candle is opening, excuse me, the candle is opening, and you just go down just a little bit right here, and then pretty much the bulls are just pushing price higher, 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 and at the close of the candle on the 1 hour, that is where they stop, and then on the second candle you go down just a little bit and right away up. So that actually looks very nice. So just to give you a bit of a candle perspective of what is bullish, what is bearish, how does a good high or low looks like. There are, I think, over 50 different candle patterns and ideas, but this is actually just the most important, right? Can you read price? Is a candle high or low? How much volume is there in that candle? Right now I don't have the volume on the chart, because for some of you that's a little bit overwhelming. Also, the chart that I'm using for trading also has many more lines on there, but this is, I've trained my eyes relatively. I've trained my eyes to disregard certain levels during the day or during price action. I have alerts all over the chart, so for some people they might see 30, 40, 50 lines, and I just see, okay, this line is for now important, this is for now important, but yeah, if else I'm gonna forget. So for example, what I also have on the other chart is previous day levels. Free music is absolutely fucking terrible, Jesus Christ. Let me see. So what would be nice for... You gotta be kidding me. The fuck is this? That's better. So for example, what I'm also looking at is a bounce from previous day low, or even this level right here, previous day low. This is Monday low. And then if you're then zooming back in, actually let's take the 1 hour still. So if we would now get a bounce back up to this level right here, Monday low, maybe I will take the scalp, but actually I would like to see it a little bit higher. So previous day low would already be a good bounce, but you know what, this now here to that support and resistance level or the value area low is actually it's almost nothing. Look, this is a 1/4% or 0.5%. So if you're scalping, I know that 0.5% is quite a lot. But if you are, if you're day trading, you know, you have your stop loss 1, 2, 3% higher, then this actually doesn't matter a whole lot. But that is something I'm looking at right now. Let me check something real quick. This has no follow through. Whoops. Alrighty. One second, guys, I'm just checking something out. Still here. Wow. Wi-Fi in foreign countries. It's a love-hate relationship. Jesus. Earlier today, I couldn't load anything. Then an hour, 2 hours later, suddenly it worked so fast, and I thought, okay, well, let's flip on a live stream. And now sometimes we're getting a pop-up that that the connection is bad. Okay, just let me know in the comments if you guys have any problems with the internet, or that something's lagging. I have it on low latency, but let's see how it goes. Let's look at some alts, because BTC actually quite took the hit the last couple days, slowly grinding lower, but especially altcoins actually are going much lower. Let's look at BNB for a bit. So yeah, funny thing is, this is actually very funny. I had this setup right here for myself from the golden pocket 78.6. I have also set the alert. I got the alert, but I think I was busy. Oh, look at that, even a point of control. Yeah, beauty of a trade, but I didn't take it. So I think I was busy with something, and I probably forgot that the alert went off. But if you were patiently enough, then this absolutely was a trade. When it comes down to altcoins that I chart and trade myself, I take the ones with enough volume, the majors, the ones that are hot, the ones everyone is talking about, and the ones, of course, that need to respect levels. I want to have something that trades predictable. You want price to stop at certain levels, and it doesn't matter if that's a daily, or is that of an S&P, a weekly, a golden pocket, point of control, value area. It doesn't matter. You want price to stop at certain levels, because then you can trade it. If price does this at your level, then you're getting stopped out 5 times, and you have no idea where to look and where to take profit. And especially Ripple is an example like that. We have these major wicks. Whoops, I thought I was still drawing. Where you have these major wicks on the candles, and you go sideways again, and then bam, and then you go sideways again, and that is terrible. Effing no, that I'm trading that. But so, for example, BNB actually is one of those coins that actually trades pretty nicely. That trades S&Ps, and from these crucial areas. I have here a big support and resistance box. This box goes back weeks and months, I believe. Yeah, March all the way. And then you can actually see this is a very nice bottom, and then once we are losing it, here we're reclaiming it, but you can see right away that we are finding some resistance here. Here it was support for a couple days until we eventually broke through again. So for me, that's an important box. Let's quickly go back to the 4 hour so I can take you on what I saw here. So we lost it, right? You had the point of control, we lost it, price went lower here. We bounced off perfectly actually from the very, very low and the daily level. Matter of fact, I know for sure that I had a trade in here. I have no idea what it is off screen, but that actually was a trade. And what are you doing then? Price is actually just going back. We're just going back to back test the support and resistance area, and then the point of control. So we're going back actually to the middle of the range, and there you can see they were rejecting again. Now, mind you, again, this is on the 4 hour, right? So we have 4, 8, 12, and then eventually on the 16th hour we're rolling over. So sometimes with these majors it can take much more time. And yes, there are macro factors in play, like what is the S&P 500 doing, the Nasdaq, because if they're dumping, BTC is dumping, if BTC is dumping, the alts are dumping. All of that, yes, you need to take into account. But at the end of the day, if you use relatively wider stop losses for also like 3, 4, 5%, you can see that it is actually still very much tradable if you are using just key levels in combination with a couple indicators. You don't need to have an indicator, but key levels and understanding that you need some patience, and that price is moving relatively slower than for example BTC or ETH. However, again, golden pocket 78.6, point of control. We had the rejection. We're going down. If you took this trade and you waited, and let's say you put your stop loss even above this, so you waited somewhere here-ish, because you have time enough. Again, this is 16 hours. You can push out easily a 1 to 5, so $100 in, $500 out. So actually that's a very juicy trade. Currently we are in a possible long trade for Binance. That is, let me see, what do I have here? Yeah, okay. So that is a bounce or reclaim of the value area low of this area. This is a daily level that got tapped, so we can take that off. We have an SIP from an area, so that is here. Actually, you also have this low here underneath, and then you have this weekly level that is this yellow line. And if someone says TA doesn't work, look at this to the dang dollar. Look at this red candle. Look at the wick. Where did it stop? Exactly at that weekly level at 496.77 to the cent, and now it's going up. Would I therefore then now put in a long order and yippee-ki-yay? No. Usually when you're on such a critical area, what I like to do is first, of course, also do I like what I'm seeing here, market B. So far not very convincing, but actually I would like to see then a reclaim of a level, so that if price goes higher from here, then we do something like this, and then actually let me just take this off. Price goes higher, we're closing an hour or 4 hour above that value area low, and then I'm entering, and then my stop loss is this area, right? So I'm putting the stop loss underneath the low, and that is then my my area that I need to cover. So in this case, let's say I would enter somewhere here-ish or just above, and the low is already in. Let's say we're not making a new low, then that would be like this. Whoop, 1.5%. Okay, let's say you're even late. Let's say you're making it 2%, but that is still a approximately 2% stop loss, and then you can just trade it at least back to these highs. That would make a lot of sense. Back to these highs, put in control. That would make already for a 1 to 4, $100 in, $400 out. But most likely, since you have these highs, look at this. This is actually very nice. You have these highs, these are slightly lower, slightly lower, slightly lower, slightly lower. In other words, you have a nice liquidity run. So I think once you're starting to reclaim these highs, you're going to reclaim this whole bunch. And then your 1 to 4 trade can suddenly run up to a 1 to, what is this now? 1 to 8 or something? 1 to 7, or even back up to the value area high of the range is a 1 to 8. Then suddenly becomes a very juicy trade. Now, of course, you do. I really advise you to take profit along the way. But if you are playing this with a relatively wider stop loss, so again for me that is 1, 2, 3, 4%, and you run it to the top, and you're not so scared about price doing this before hitting your target, then I would say the first take profit is the point of control of these highs, and then the next one could be relatively close by, so that is after taking out these highs, and then for example one more here at your very high at the absolute highs, and maybe you leave a 10% or 20% as a runner in case price really explodes. So that's at least how I would do it. If we would go lower again, I'm not looking for anything in this area because there's absolutely nothing. Then this golden pocket, so there's the daily level and the golden pocket, and that then starts off 475 to approximately 466. That's it for Binance. And if we go higher from here, let's say you're seeing the stream too late today, we're pumping and we're going all the way up, the first short will be from this level, so there's then 546. Yeah, that would be my first short level. Other than that, I also wouldn't short actually anything in here unless we are going all the way here back up to these highs, $600. Let me see, maybe we still have something. Yeah, okay, we have a golden pocket and very high here. I don't know, probably not my most preferred trade, but then I usually really like to take it from the absolute highs or lows, but then I think I would look for the 600-ish. Alright, let me see what else I had. Sol, did I already update this chart? I have no idea. Let me check. Oof. This looks bad. That looks really bad. Oh man, this one is also spot on. Woo. Alright, so possible trades here is a or was a short here, so it looks like that's already been activated. That was a backtest then of these very lows. I have two volume profiles in here. One is from these lows, and one is, what is this? Is this a Monday? Yep, there you go. So this is a Monday that I put in. So this is a whole week of trading, but they're pretty close to each other. So actually, I think I can take this off. Yeah. So there was a short of a backtest here of the value area low. That was this trade, and as you can see, that also played out. So we had this prices moving in the channel. We're losing the value area low. You have one backtest. Actually, you're front running it. You're bouncing off a daily level here back to the value area low of the range. You cannot reclaim. You can also see it in the candle. That actually looks nice. Let me take this out so you can see the wick on the top of the candle. That is right here. That also shows you that the sellers here are more in play, and then you're just bouncing off and you're going lower, and then your first take profit should have been here underneath these lows. Well, and then you also get this massive wick. This wick in itself is then pretty bullish. So let me see. This actually could have been a long from this week once you maybe close the candle. But the thing is, you actually, principle says that you need to put your stop loss underneath, so then you're right away getting a problem. I wouldn't take this trade anymore. But as you can see, it could have played out. If you would have taken this trade, you wait for the reclaim of the level. You had a 3% move on a 10x, 30% of your trade. Not bad, not bad. Probably I would not take anything here anymore. I will at least put this here for myself. Let me see, what else do we have? Oh yeah, I had this long trade here, but that would have been in case we have a reclaim of the very area low. So you do something like this, and then with a backdash you could go long, and that you're also backtesting kind of these highs right here. So it's really a retest of these highs, and of course you're very low, and then you go higher. You enter here and you put your stop loss somewhere here, that in case we wick, you do not get wicked out, and then we eventually go higher. Always adjust your leverage and your position size based on your stop loss. Yeah, so you don't lose more than you want to lose. If in case you need to suddenly widen your stop loss because price is wicky or whatever, that you don't get stopped out. And other than that, I would take this short back here from the absolute highs. We tapped into the golden pocket, or at least the 61.8, as you can see, but never went actually really deep. And then you have these wicks here on the top that already shows it's harder for the buyers to push price higher, and eventually you roll over. So I actually still think that there is a very good trade to be made from these highs. You also have a daily level there, the golden pocket, S&P of these highs. This trade right here, absolutely valid. So that will come into play from 162. Then of course, depending on how that high is created, there will be a stop loss, but that could be approximately 166, 170. Alright, I think that was Sol. What else have I updated or charted? Let me quickly look at Psi. By the way, feel free to also leave in the comments in case you want me to chart some alts. If you're rewatching this stream, also just let me know in the comments. Then on the next live stream, I will look at your altcoin, I will chart it, and then you can still see it. Alright, cool. Psi, let's see what I have here. Yep, another beauty. So first in macro, right? that is, you're kind of creating this falling wedge. Those are the two white lines. Falling wedge-ish. We already went out once, now we're back inside. Then let's move over to the 4 hour, because I think actually the current area could be a potential long. Give me 1 second, I need to check something. Alrighty. What do I have? Oh yeah, so the current level actually is, actually this tab daily, we can take this off. S&P of these lows, that didn't happen, but actually we did have an S&P from these lows right here. This actually, like candle wise, this looks a beauty. You have all of these lows and then you have this big wick, take the liquidity from all of them inside right away in that value area, right? Because you close the candle right here, and that is actually right away then your long trigger. Also here, Marcus RB looks absolutely terrible. Let me move this a little bit this way. Actually, let's do it like this. 1 second. I just want to be sure that everything's super clear for you guys. And then we need to move this one as well. Like this. Whoops. So yeah, anyways, that could have been then your long trigger, but so far bad follow through, mainly also because BTC is lagging and ETH is lagging, and you can see here 4 hour is absolutely terrible. Yeah, but Ray, we have bullish divergence, look, because the momentum wave is higher and also price makes a lower low. Yes, that is true, but if you then see the money flow that is just pouring out, and especially when it looks like this, you have those inward kind of waves. This actually is very, very bearish. And also here for the VWAP, that's the yellow thing. It's officially is not anymore the VWAP, because I sometimes have the VWAP here on my screen, right? That's that white line. But this is still how they call it. But actually, I think there was like 20 or 30 indicators going in that yellow thing that you see here, but it's still being called the VWAP. Anyways, wait, and yeah, sorry, I'm checking two things at the same time. Anyway, so this actually looks pretty bad, so I think it's gonna roll over. Oh yeah, this was of course also hit when I was still asleep, but the idea of the structure is still very much valid. If BTC for some reason would pick up, you could still enter the trade. Stop loss needs to go underneath the low of the wick. Would we go lower one more time, then I have this trade, and also still of course have the alert for that, and that would be then an SFP off that SFP in a weekly level. That is the W. So that will then start off from approximately 25 cents, and then depending on when we reclaim the level, that will be then my stop loss, just like what you have here. So this is then right now your stop loss, and this is then somewhere your entry. But yeah, if you would, if this, like I said, if this picks up and you go higher, just keep it very simple. TP1, this will be TP2, probably around the golden pocket. I would maybe even ladder it a little bit, that you have this for your TP2. And then eventually, if we reclaim that, then I would aim for new highs here, and this is then your TP3. So there also you can see that a relatively simple trade can just produce a 1 to 9, 1 to 10 R. All right, just keep the ideas very simple, tight invalidation, yeah, tight invalidation. Again, I said 2, 3, 4% stop loss. That is relatively big for in itself, but for altcoins, if you just use a small amount, you do nothing crazy with your leverage, then you can see that also here. Simple ideas of just taking liquidity, trading from level to level, in combination with your confirmations like bullish divergences, or the things that I keep on mentioning a million times, bullish CVD, liquidity grabs, bouncing on certain levels, candle structures, retesting support and resistance, those kinds of simple things. If you just keep on reproducing that, then you will see that eventually it goes easier and easier. Very simple. It's not a trade, but just a very simple example actually. You're going down, this is resistance, resistance again, you're breaking it, you're retesting it, and you go higher. Even if you have no indicators, nothing in your screen, then you can see that. Oh yeah, of course, this will pops back up. But that is just very simple. yes, simple market structure, simple candles, nothing too fancy. But like I said, I would not trade this because it's right in the middle of the range. But just to show you the idea of that certain stuff is being backtested and that it just works pretty well. So I think also here chart very clean. This could have been a long. I'm not long. I'm waiting for BTC for New York Open. If I see another dump to the downside and a reclaim of the level, so then I think I will probably wait for 1 or 4 hour candle close above the weekly level, preferably even the S&P level, because that is also still an old low then. So above that, approximately 25-26 cents, I think I will give it a swing, and then I would just apply the TP levels that I just gave you. So first in the point of control, that will be then the 28-29 cents. Then the golden pocket very high in these lows, so it will be 32 cents. And then just aim for these highs at 37-38 cents. Very easy stuff. Let's look at SUI. And by the way, also I think we're gonna order food soon, because where I am right now, it is actually dinner time. Let's do SUI and then, oh wait, I also don't want to make it too late today, because like I said, I also need to eat soon, because I want to be ready before New York Open. What are we eating today? What am I gonna have? What am I gonna have? Oh snap. I'm just looking at menus, folks. Hold on, hold on. Shall I order Indian? You want to eat Indian food? Chicken tikka masala, butter rice, butter naan, garlic naan. Actually, it looks pretty good. Chicken jaw rice, never heard of that shit. What is this? Ah, fuck! Press exit. God damn it. Lemon gun? The fuck is this? This music is terrible. Falafel, we can eat falafel as well. I did not do this on purpose. I am honestly looking at an Indian menu and this music pops up. I did not do that on purpose. Oh, that was funny. Shall I order a pizza? By the way, it is not breakfast for me, folks. I know that we have New York Open soon, but where I am right now in the world, it is not morning. It's already much later. Tacos. I had tacos yesterday. Were pretty good. Let's see. Korean. You can have Korean. Pokeball. Could definitely have a Pokeball. Nice. check something out. Ooh, my lordy. This place almost has 5 stars. My lordy. Alright, folks, let's quickly look at, sorry, because I felt it's taking too long. We got ourselves a channel, 4 hour here. No trade activated yet on the dump. We're actually just waiting. Price action pretty much sideways. And what actually could be a very, very nice scenario here is that price comes down one more time. It takes out all of these lows into their golden pocket that you see here. I hope that it's visible on your screen. Monthly level as well at 70 cents. And then we have the bottom of this channel. So this area right here, that's starting off from, let's say, 72 cents all the way to 68-ish. That actually is a key area. And if we would get in there, together with some nice divergences or some other confirmations, woo boy, I am long in the form. Matter in fact, then I would also have a triple divergence. And I have stated this many times, and I do not get tired of repeating myself. Every triple divergences that I have taken has had a 100% success rate. Now, that does not mean that every triple divergence works out. There might have been a couple in the past that have not worked out, but then most likely I haven't taken those trading setups. But so far, that for me is a 100% success rate. Now, why I'm getting so excited about this? Because these triple divergences barely occur. If you're looking at bigger time frames, doesn't matter which coin you're taking, you can count them on one hand that they occur in a year. So maybe you see this once, twice a year on the 4 hour for BTC or for ETH or some other altcoins. But therefore, like I said, if they do occur and you have all your signs in place, like I said, with the money flow, the triple divergence, the price in the key level, pull the trigger, pull the damn trigger on that trade, because the chance of it playing out is extremely high. Okay, cool. That being said, in case we're going lower again, so this is not a valid trade setup, we will also then leave the channel and that macro value area low, so everything just breaks, right? Everything is going complete shit. And then eventually we still have here a monthly level. It's also pretty deep retracement, because then you're also surpassing already your 78.6. But that actually could be a trading setup. Bounce from that weekly level. Whoops, sorry. Bounce from that weekly level. People getting pretty bearish, and then eventually to get your bounce. I also have the 88.6 on the Cipher retracement. That's a kind of purple-ish. That's at 53 cents. Oh, 1 second. So that's at 53 cents. Price does not bounce off a lot of times from that level, but it lined up also with the daily. So 53.47. Here it says 53.78. This could give a bounce since it lines up with two levels, but like I said, it's very close to the bottom, so I really need to see something on a smaller time frame, like a quick reclaim, a bounce, and then higher, then I will take it. But other than that, no. So I actually then prefer from this weekly, but the best of course would be this, because if you're breaking all of these levels, like I said, the very low and your monthly, your golden pocket, the bottom line of this channel, if you're breaking all of that, it says something about price, right? It says something about buyers are just not able to hold up the most crucial area. And then, yeah, most likely if you're then going lower, this is nothing more than just a bounce or a back test of that new crucial, of that crucial area that you just lost, and then you're going lower. So yes, this could be a long scalp, but like I said, probably would just be a scalp. Would we go higher from here? Because yippee-ki-yay, then I would just only look from S&P from the absolute highs. I am not interested in taking a short from here. Actually, on second thoughts, actually maybe it would work out. It would work out. Ooh. Oh, actually, this looks. Ooh, actually, this looks a bit juicy. Ooh, ooh. Let me check this out. Let me check this out. Hold on, hold on. I think actually would be a possible trade. Yep, yeah. Actually, I like it. I like it. If let's say the value area high where it is right now stays kind of where it is, and we will go higher into that golden pocket that lines up at the top of the channel and here the value area high, I think I would take the trade. I like it. It's nice. Also here, don't take it for a few cents more or less, but you need to be a little bit wider than with your stop loss, because as you can see, some of these tops and bottoms is just a little bit wicky. But actually, this is a pretty nice trade, and then that 78.6 could be your stop loss. So what are we talking about then? 5% stop loss. That's kind of where I draw the line with these kinds of things. 5% stop loss, and then if you go to the bottom, that will be 20%. So there's a 1 to 4. Yeah, could work out. Absolutely, could work out. I'm keeping it on the chart. Nice. Matter of fact, let me also right away put an alarm there in case we do go higher. I like it. I like it. Then we have Tia. Let's look at that. And I can see that the Wi-Fi is lagging again. Banger. Absolute banger. If you're waking up and this is the first thing you see, you're tuning into the live stream right now, what a great music to wake up to. I'm doing something on my phone. Give me a minute. Just need to do something real quick. Just looking something up right now. Alrighty, sorry. Thank you for your patience. Alright, cool. Tia. Tia losing support. Actually, that looks pretty bearish. We can take some of this off. Lost a very low golden pockets. Actually, the current price level is a activated trade in the sense that you have this SRP right here, and this is your low, and you SRP'd it very nicely, and now you see that that we went higher. We also closed the candle in the green, but yeah, barely any fall through. This now was slightly less than 2%, and it looks like we want to roll over. We have a daily level here at 4. Whoops, there it goes again. Take your Wi-Fi. Daily level here at 422. That has just been tapped, and it looks like that was resistance, but actually, so this was the long trade, and there's also kind of a backtest here of that trend line. Let me see what it is. Do we also have a wedge or something? Yeah, also here a falling wedge, where so far we have not gone inside yet, but it actually is pretty ugly, because you have your top, then you have your tops here. And if you're like, yeah, you're out, and you're gonna be going back in, yeah, you're out, and now you're kind of backtesting it. So I think if you go in now again, you're gonna go hit much lower levels. So this is actually kind of a bit of a make and break level. You kind of want to hold this because there's just not so much underneath, else you're just really going lower. Also here, 4 hour is not your friend. My lordy, that looks bad. So also here I would be patient before I would enter a trade. I would just really wait now for New York Open. But like I said, current price level actually is a long trade, and then you enter here, you put your stop loss on the low that we already made, and then I'm just scrolling out so that the volume profiles back in. Stop loss underneath the low, and then I would actually first take profit, and that actually could be pretty far away already. That is this low, sorry, the very low, and the reason why I'm saying this is because these highs are just actually sloping high, so that's again quite some liquidity. So if this goes, I actually think that it also could go pretty fast. I will take profit here. Therefore, your risk to reward is still very juicy, and it's actually pretty much worth it. Like I said, I will not take this trade. I'm going to wait for New York Open, but then you have something like this, still a 1 to 2. Whoops, at least a 1 to 2. But I would wait for New York Open. If we get another SRP of this current SRP, so we do something like this and we're hitting the trend level and then we're reclaiming it close here, yes, very most likely I will take the trade. Matter of fact, let me set an alarm again. I would very most likely take that trade, and then I would just like I said, this is my first TP, not earlier. If we go higher and price does something like this, I'm just moving it on the stop loss just after entry and just keep it in. And then once we hit this will be then the first TP level. It even could also be a short, therefore I also drew that short in. That is, let me first give this a push. It should automatically play one song after another, but this free music website works pretty damn bad. Anyways, that could be a short, just a simple backtest actually of the very area low that you lost. But I have to say, if you look back, you can see that it is not so much respected. Like here it looks actually pretty bad, here it looks okay, but so far you really haven't had your backtest yet. But that could be a short, so you could then actually long from here with another retest, short from here, and whatever plays out, plays out. So you then have your first take profit after 20%. Ooh, that's mega. That is mega. And then here I would do the same. Just move stop loss once this drops a few percent, and then I will take profit somewhere here around these lows that you already see. So that's 15%. Just let it play out, whatever wins, long and short. But actually, that could be two pretty nice scenarios. Like I said, if you would lose this too, let me see. I think there's not a whole lot underneath. Let me check. Oh yeah, this thing that launched for around $2. Totally forgot about that. Yeah, actually pretty much. I think you're gonna make new lows. Yeah, I think you're gonna make new lows. Once you lose the current price level again, because there's just nothing underneath. You're going to go to $2.21. That is my first target. If you would currently lose this level. Yeah. Damn, that will be a pretty big drop. How much are we talking about? Damn! Damn, that would be another 50%. Wrecked, absolutely wrecked if that happens. Yeah, that's the thing, folks, with these new coins. If there's no market structure, if you have no history, no price history, then that is the possible scenario that's on the table if you don't have a rock pool or whatever. However, I mean, I don't like to talk about fundamentals because actually this is just trading and technicals. But I do own this coin, and I do think that the fundamentals are good. That is not to push you into buying this coin, but actually I think it is. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. No matter what, if we dump or not, I'm keeping it. So that I think for the next couple of months we're keeping it. This, yes, it is very bearish, but usually when you have these long periods of times where you have these huge momentum waves on the bottom and just money flows constantly everywhere all the time. That is usually the bottom or the feeding ground for huge moves to the upside, because then everything is so sold off, so bottomed out, that if it starts picking up again and people are interested again, then this just goes and goes and goes, and there is no stopping it. You see then stuff like this where you where price just goes higher, yeah, barely any solid market structure. I mean, this thing went 10x. You went from $2 all the way up to above 20. So yeah, good 800%. I wouldn't be surprised if you get something like that again, where price just goes. So yeah, like that. Like I said, I'm still leaning towards bullish. I'm still leaning that this thing could really lift up during the next bull run. But for now, if we're just playing this trade by trade, level by level, as I always say, then this is for now very likely what I'm looking at. Or another sweep of these lows, or we go higher, and then we have a bounce of the very area, low area, and that is then your first short trigger. My God, this is taking a long time. There you go, good boy. That is then your first short trigger. So yes, that is then 20% from where we are right now, where we're going. In between, nothing. I wouldn't touch a thing. In between, nothing. I would not touch anything, because you just have nothing there. You have barely any market structure. Like I said, you have some liquidity, so this thing could go very fast. So just wait for your levels. And if we would close 4-hour candles underneath this, I'm also not shorting it. I'm just letting it ride. Like I said, you could say, oh, but then we're going to $2.12. Yes, that is basically because there is nothing in between, but it doesn't mean right away enter a short. If we would do something like this, however, let's say we would do again and again and again and again, and then we're losing it, then you have a very nice bottom, and then I would short it if we get a retest. That is something else, but just based on 1 week, hell no that I would short that. But that actually would be a short opportunity for me. But we'll see when we get there. We'll see when we get there. That can still take days and days and days. Let me check how my order is doing. Busy. All right. I also actually need to check something else real quick. Okay, cool. Let's do another one. Let's have a look at NEAR, because I'm pretty sure that alarm going off this morning, but I think I also did not act on that yet. What do we have on this coin? Let me see. Okay, cool. Actually, this is a nice example. This is a very nice example. So, having this long trade, right? The idea is pretty simple. You have your lows. This is a low. This is an equal low. This one is a few cents higher. This one is also kind of at the same. So what you want is maybe a wick here, reclaiming it into this golden pocket. So your price really does something like this. Whoop, higher, backtest, go. But you're not getting that. So then also the trade is invalidated. The idea is invalidated. I would never, ever, ever, ever set limit orders on one of these shitcoins. This stuff moves so freaking fast. If something happens with BTC or I don't know, with the future market like we've seen yesterday, I mean S&P 500 went down more than 2%, Nasdaq more than 3%. That's way above average because the average of the S&P is around 1%, and for the Nasdaq, I think it was 1.5 or 2-ish. So it's way above average, and then you can also see that you know, if one falls, then the other one falls, and then you know, shit coins go down. So I would never preset it, even if it's a super juicy level. Yeah, so this trade in this case was then invalidated. However, this trade right here, this one, that is a long from the daily 78.6, actually is very much valid. If you would have taken something like this, I would absolutely have moved my stop loss already to entry and would have taken profit. So if you would have taken just based on reaction, let's say you were at the chart, you saw these, you saw the move up, and you enter somewhere, let's say here, then absolutely I would have put stop loss already here underneath this 4-hour candle wick, because yeah, the chances is if you're going lower, you're taking all of this out, you're probably going to fill the entire wick. So I would move my stop loss then underneath this wick, 4-hour candle, and would have taken profit already if you see that there is not such a good follow through. Again, if you use a market cipher, if you see this is just red alert, I would definitely take at least a TP1 and then just let it ride. At least you're going home with some money, but you're also really keeping in mind that most likely this trade's not going to play out because yeah, market conditions are just bad right now. Other than that, let me change this real quick. This actually is now looking pretty nice. Yeah, this actually looks really good. Oh, let me also quickly put another alarm here, just in case we're going down just after New York. You know, before we look at the shorts, let's just also look at this long. So that is from, again, let's say we're going lower, right? That's the idea here, in case you missed it. So we're going lower one more time. Then it would be an SFP from this low, and then of course from the low that we made earlier today. Complete wipeout, wreck all the early longers, all the people that went long, and then also kind of close the candle somewhere around the very low. There will be absolutely a long trigger, and then you just move your stop loss underneath the low of the wick, and then, you know, depending on where your entry is, that's where you keep it. Will probably percentage wise be pretty wide, yeah, also around 5%, so that is kind of wide. And then I would just take profit first here at the point of control, depending also a little bit on the price action. Let me see, what am I doing here? Because you can see all of these highs right here. This could also easily squeeze. So if you're seeing price struggling here, then I would definitely take some profit around the point of control. If you see the price just shooting straight through, just let it ride down, let it ride, and then eventually you can see that rejection, and that is then where I would take profit. But once it's just shooting up, I would just say let it ride, because of this liquidity kind of structure that you have here. Alright, so that is then the long, that is this long, and then the first short. This is not a short area, you're at the bottom of the range, you're at the bottom here of your volume profiles, or just of the price action. You don't need, it's not rocket science, right? You can just easily see what is the range that we're trading in. This is the range. Are we in the top or are we at the bottom? We are at the bottom, so we're not shorting the bottom, we're only shorting the top. So the first option for me would be this right here. That is actually, I need to move this a little bit so that is around that value area high of that smaller range here, the golden pocket and a possible S&P. Why do I have that actually pretty random area? It looks like, no, okay, yeah, this now makes sense to me. So if we're zooming out if we zooming in here on the 1 hour, then this is actually a significant high until you have these highs. So then I would say if we're going higher, taking liquidity from all of this until here, and then you have your rejection, you're entering there, and then you're just targeting all the way to lows again. But this could be actually a pretty good move up. So the best thing that could happen, actually, if you're trading near, this is really the best scenario. New York opens, we're going down one more time, wreck the early longers, taking liquidity from that S&P. You enter the long here. You wait until we have a green 1 hour, a 4 hour candle close, preferably a little bit higher up. You're taking the trade all the way to the top. So the golden pocket very high, we just talked about, there could be a 1 to 7. And then once you get that squeeze up, then you're taking the short from this area again. And you're most likely getting a reaction. You're taking some profit somewhere along the way, and then you are long from the bottom, you are short from the top. You're taking profits on both of the trades, so you're not closing your long, and you're also not completely closing your short once you're taking some profit. Just leave, let's say, half on the table, and if you're done halfway, whatever plays out, plays out. So if we're going back up, then your long is paying you. And then of course this is getting stopped out at break even. If we suddenly start dumping down, then your short is paying you, and then of course your long trade gets stopped out at break even. That is just the idea. So there's just actually a very simple trading idea to be hedged for both sides. Some people think like, oh, if you are long and short at the same time, then you have then you are going long right now and you're going short right now, and whatever plays out. No, that's not the idea. The idea is that you are taking key levels, key structures, like trade structures, that you say, okay, this is my entry if I see this and this, ABC, and if I see red, white, blue, whatever, then I am going out of the trade. So I need to see something, then I'm entering, and I same do that from the top of the range. If I see ABC under these and these conditions, then I'm entering the short, and whatever wins, wins. And that actually is a very nice trading strategy or trading idea. We're slowly going to wrap it up because I also need to eat. Give me a second here. Yeah, we're slowly going to wrap it up. I don't know if you guys have any questions. Let me know in the chat. Also, you can just drop any questions under one of the videos if you have any requests. Like I said, if the sound was too loud or not loud enough. I'm still struggling with that a little bit. Also, the Wi-Fi has been on and off. So yeah, I will try to also listen to the live stream again once I'm done with everything. But I will be actively trading the New York session, so then I just completely want to focus and I don't want to be in a live stream. Maybe we'll do some live trading sessions in the future. Actually, can be nice. For now, no. Shall we finally look at the future market, because that is something that I am trading actively in case we don't in case no setup is being hit for Bitcoin. Then I'm always trading the future market. This market is super liquid. Can be futures on the S&P 500, can be the futures on the Nasdaq, doesn't really matter, and that usually offers at least one trade a day during the New York trading sessions. So yesterday we had a pretty big dump. It was a little bit a mix of multiple things. It was Nvidia that was selling off, but yeah, Nvidia has more effect actually on the Nasdaq, but there was Nvidia selling off. It was some numbers that came out that were not the strongest, but therefore you saw a more than 2% dump. But still, we're trading very close to the all-time high. I mean, we're talking about 3.5%. So 2-3 good days, and we're taking out the all-time high again. And Alrighty. Sorry, I'm gonna change the music real quick. I hate this kind of music. So actually, what you don't want to see is that market structure is getting lost. So this low right now here on the daily is the low that needs to hold. So once price is moving much lower and you're going to take out this low right here on the daily, then you're actually really getting a change of market structure, and then you're actually looking for a lower high to take it lower again. For the year 2024, so far it has been an incredible year. S&P does an average of I think what is it, 10% ish, and the top was almost 20%, and now it's just coming down a little bit. So people are panicking right away. Oh, we're going down, we're going down. But I'm thinking, yeah, we are still trading way above the long-term average gain of the S&P 500. This dump right away, by the way, this was based on what's that unwinding of a Japanese trade, and from the top to the bottom, it hit 10%, and 10% is also the average correction on the S&P 500 that you see at least once a year. So far, I am not bearish at all. This for me was just a simple red day, nothing too special. But like I said, once we're taking this out, then it becomes a bit more critical. If we're zooming in, on the 15 minute, then there are a few trades that I'm looking at. I hope that everything will load. So this is just very much sideways, this is very much chopped. That was from the 20th of August. So also here you can see August trading, not that special. On Monday the stock market was closed, if I'm not mistaken it was Labor Day. And then yesterday right away picked up again. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more downward action, but if we get a nice rejection here from that yesterday's very low, so this is really a daily profile, right? Usually I draw these over a certain area, but you can also take a tool, it's called SVP. Then you can activate it per trading session, so per day. If you get a bounce something like this would absolutely be a short. If you have never traded futures, don't touch it. It works based on ticks and points and contracts. It's very different than trading crypto or stocks. Yeah, it's a whole different ball game. But it's just, I thought it was just nice to once take you through the idea of what I'm doing during New York live trading sessions, because sometimes we see a move on BTC or ETH pretty late, right? Or 4 or 5 hours after New York is open. What I'm doing in the meantime, this is what I'm trading. So that you guys have an idea or an insight. And during the first few hours, this stuff is very volatile. So your best trades actually come in the first 2.5 hours once New York is open. And afterwards, kind of the algos take over. People go to lunch at 11:30, 12 o'clock. And then sometimes in the last hour and a half, then volatility picks up again. And then the last part of the trading session can still be pretty good. So yeah, like I said, this is actually the most obvious trade that I will take. If we get a bounce here off yesterday's very area low and then take it up to these lows, they actually also look nice. They look for the grab. So that is something definitely I would be aiming to trade. And this of course is then your naked daily point of control. So that's a point of control from a previous trading session that has not been hit yet, and that could also be a pretty nice trade. Also here, the retraces and bounces usually happen from a 50%. So if you also get a retrace up to that 50%, 0.5 of the fib and that point of control, that area, so that starts off from approximately 5,582 all the way to 5,889. That would also be a nice short entry. And for the longs, it would be something probably very locally. So once we start reclaiming, for example, the VWAP and we're getting a nice bounce, or if we have, let me see, maybe a level here from the past that we can bounce from. Come on. Actually, there's not, and now see there's not a whole lot underneath here. So if we're taking out today's lows, then I think actually we are dumping down pretty fast. Then we're going for these highs right here. So that will be 5,492. There you go. Because you can see this is just one big candle up, and a fast move up also means fast move down. So once you're losing certain support level, you can come down very, very fast. This would then be the first area to really take a long trade. I will not bother you too much with the small details because, yeah, like I said, this stuff moves incredibly fast. Your perspective of going long or short can really change within 5 to 10 minutes. If you suddenly some news is coming out, or there's data or whatever, this stuff reacts so incredibly fast. So everything with NFP, CPI data, speeches on the Fed, majors, so something like Nvidia comes out with numbers. This is the stuff that moves. So you need to take much more in account than just what we do with crypto, and if China is going to ban Bitcoin for the 28th time or not. So that is that's like I said, it's a whole different ballgame. If you've never touched this before, please don't do so. Wait until you have some more experience and you know what you're talking about, because like I said, it just trades very differently. Also doesn't go on a Bybit or a Binance. You can't even trade this stuff there. You need to go to a special broker for this. But like I said, it does trade very nicely to perfection to certain levels, bounces off very nicely. What you kind of know the mechanics behind it, and if you want to know more about it, I would say Google ICT. That is a god of trading when it comes down to futures for S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Then you'll see it works very, very differently than crypto. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for today. There was a lot of talking. Again, if you want me to charge something for you, you have certain requests, if you have any tips or whatever, then just let me know in the comments. I will be more than happy to look at it next time. And happy trading, be careful out there, and I would say then I'll see you guys very, very soon again in the next one. Thank you guys so much, and of course also don't forget to like and to subscribe. See you guys very soon again. And with this ridiculous banger of a music, we're gonna stop the stream. Thank you guys so much. See you in the next one. Bye bye.